on, bitch!
Juliet was just an ordinary veterinarian, but her fiancé Nick was a monster hunter. So the monsters that couldn't defeat Nick turned their sights on Juliet. After collecting Juliet's blood and hair, the witch Adalind cast an evil curse when she inhaled the prepared magical gas. She instantly took on Juliet's appearance. Her reason for doing this was to get pregnant with Nick's child as a human. This would not only make Nick lose his monster hunter powers and eliminate a natural enemy for the monster world, but also let her descendants have the blood of a monster hunter. To regain his monster hunter powers, Nick would have to pay a huge price. After spending the night with Nick, Adalind left quickly. Soon, Juliet, who had worked the night shift, returned home. Nick was shocked when he saw her. He couldn't believe Juliet had changed her hairstyle and hair color in just a few minutes. Juliet thought Nick was complimenting her on being beautiful and didn't think anything else of it. It wasn't until she walked into the bedroom and saw the underwear on the floor and the messy bed that she realized Nick's words were a bit strange. On their way to their friend's wedding, Juliet finally worked up the courage to ask Nick who he had been with the night before. Nick thought Juliet's question was weird. They had clearly spent the whole night together, yet now it felt like Juliet had no idea. Juliet was shocked by Nick's words. She couldn't believe someone had impersonated her and stayed in their house. But she was afraid of hurting her relationship with Nick, so she didn't tell him about it. Little did Nick know, he had already lost his monster hunter powers. When they arrived at the wedding, the werewolf Eddie got so happy that he accidentally revealed his werewolf form, but Nick didn't notice anything unusual.
Oh my God, Nick, your eyes. Something's wrong, they're normal. Can you see me?
Are you evoked?
Oh my God.
At that moment, Nick realized he had lost the ability to see through monsters' disguises. It was then that Juliet said she hadn't come home the night before and had been working at the pet hospital the whole time. In an instant, everyone realized Nick had been stripped of his monster hunter powers. Fortunately, Rosalie was an apothecary, and she might be able to help Nick regain his powers. But after asking Nick for the specific details of what happened the day before, Rosalie said she couldn't help, because the only monsters that could change their appearance at will were dark witches. They usually didn't poison others, though. Instead, they used magic to cast curses. Rosalie could only make potions. She couldn't break curses. Soon after, Eddie and Rosalie brought their friend Elizabeth, a dark witch from the monster royal family. Even though Nick was a monster hunter, and Elizabeth was his natural enemy, Adalind had used the forbidden magic twin curse, which violated the rules set by the witch clan. So, she was willing to help Nick lift the curse. However, to break the twin curse, the woman Nick loved most had to take on Adalind's appearance and be alone with him. Juliet was deeply reluctant when she heard this, but to help Nick regain his monster hunter powers, she was willing to do something against her will. 2 days later, Elizabeth prepared everything needed to break the twin curse, but she warned Juliet that she could only inhale the magical gas 3 times otherwise. She would never turn back to her original self. What's more, inhaling this magical gas would have serious side effects on humans.